Hello, and welcome to the Delusional Boyfriend Book Club, where if escaping a polygamous cult to start your own reverse harem is wrong,
I don't want to be right.
my name is Courtney,
I'm Phoebe.
and we'll be your hosts. And today we're talking about November's reverse harem of the month, which was torn in two by L. Thorpe.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second book in the trilogy, which is Saint View.
Slayers versus Sinners.
And our tropes here are going to be dark romance, biker club. What do we have? We've got an age gap. We've got literally all of it.
Yeah, single parent.
Stepdaddy. That's like the overarching.
It's the best part.
The
my favorite part
overarching
about
thing
this
here
series
is triple stepdaddy.
Dude, just
okay.
wait. The beginning of book 3, you're gonna die.
Okay, so
It's great.
if you guys haven't already listened to the first podcast on this series, go back and listen to that. If you haven't already rated, reviewed, and subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. Turn on auto downloads if you want to make sure never to miss one and to catch any bonus content that we're releasing. And make sure you follow on our socials because we're releasing the book club calendar for 2026. And we're super excited about that. It's going to be fandom favorites. So we're doing some of the big like book talk heavy hitters that we have and have not read. And we have a special guest joining us on the romance novel episodes next year who I'm really excited about.
She's great.
She's great. So make sure to follow along and join us. And with that being said, to jump into the Saint View Sinners versus Slayers, we have our main character who is Kara, which is a young woman who we think she's like 25 at this point, 27, around there. And she's escaped her polygamous cult. Is my hand going crazy?
Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Going crazy.
If you guys aren't watching, if you're listening on the podcast apps, thank you. But go follow us on YouTube if you want to see my extremely dramatic hand today. So we have our main character, which is Kara, and she has escaped this polygamous cult and has a daughter and now 3 love interests. And will you take us through our love interests?
Yes. So we have Hawk. He is our first love interest. He is the vice president of the Saint View Slayers Motorcycle Club. He is a gruff, assholey, standoffish, hot, tattooed bad boy for sure.
Very homophobic to start with, which gets very interesting when we meet our other love interest, Hayden, who definitely helped Kara initially in a previous series that we read.
Yeah, so she has history with both Hawk and Hayden. Hayden was the leader of the Saint View Sinners when they initially met back in Saint View Rebels, which is 5 years ago, because we're in a time jump. And Hayden he's a chef and he's just opening a restaurant with a horrible person.
And we should have mentioned in tropes sex club, because that restaurant doubles as a sex club, which is a competitor sex club to a different sex club in St. View, which we met in the previous series. So a lot of drama already going on here. And then we have our third love interest.
And his name is Grayson. He is a doctor. He's a psychologist, and he definitely has a storied past with growing up in the foster care system that we're just getting little glimpses of. His wife has been murdered, and he runs like a secret therapy club for killers.
It reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where they have all the villains in the AA meeting and they're all sitting around. It's exactly like that. So Grayson, when I first met him, I was just like so sus. I was like, Phoebe, he's the killer. Because of course, all of these stories by L. Thorpe are murder mysteries, and we're trying to solve the murder of Kara's little sister, Alice. So we meet Grayson, and I thought right off the bat he's suspicious, and I was right, because he is the criminal mastermind behind a troupe of killers who are all trying to work against other worse criminals.
It's kind of got
Dexter vibes.
Because he's created a list of approved kills for them so they can, satiate their needs but still be functioning citizens of society.
They are like torturing people. So it's like not just like quick and easy hits. Like
no, because they're really bad people.
They're having fun with it.
Oh, they're straight up murderers. Like they like it.
And I love vigilantes. Like I love people's own twisted sense of justice. So this is very fun for me. I really loved Grayson in this. This was Grayson's book.
Yeah. For
Absolutely.
sure. 100%.
And it was really fun to get to know him. So those are our main characters. And then I read this immediately after we did last month because I was so excited. And that has to be like 4 weeks ago now.
And it was a huge cliffhanger. So at the end of book 1, we end with Kara's getting buried alive. And whoever's burying her alive, is playing Josiah's like podcast records of him like preaching. And Hawk and Hayden are together and don't know where she is. So that's where we left off. So it's a huge cliffhanger.
And I mean,
the first time I read them, it was torture because I had to wait a month to read the second book.
Because there's real time getting released.
Yes, no. It was awful.
No, if you're like a podcast girl and a true crime girl, this is like just hitting all the notes.
Yeah.
So I had to listen immediately. And then I was like, Phoebe, can we please record early? And she's like, girl, I'm busy. So it's been a minute since I read it, and she just read it. So you're just going to take us through. I'm going to sit back.
Yeah, I didn't write any notes. So we're going to see how this goes, everybody.
Okay, so here we go. Deep dive into Torn in Two by Elle Thorpe. Let's all just have fun with it, okay? Yes.
Okay, so we jump to Kara's like choking. There's no air. She goes unconscious. The boys make it back to the compound after Hawk has found Hayden, beat the shit out of him, basically. So they go running, looking for Kara. They get back to the motorcycle compound. There's nobody at the gates. There's security's down, which Hawk is like, that never happens. What the fuck is going on? And so we've got this sister club kind of. So it's the same. It's a different chapter
from Florida.
Of the St. View Slayers. No, they're from Louisiana.
That's right.
Which means we never get exactly where Kara's like cult is, but most people in the fan group suspect Texas.
Oh.
Because they're dealing with Ethereal Eden, and Louisiana's next to Texas, so like on the border of
kind of like a Waco situation.
Because we're somewhere on the East Coast for St. View. We don't know where because it's not a real place. But it's like a day's drive away. And yeah, so this is what the people suspect in the fan group.
And the leader of this sister chapter is there. And I will say he's kind of a hear me out because he seems to be a total villain, but also
kind of hot.
Something hot about him.
Yeah, but he does traffic women. So
and it does, yes. And it's
giving Luca vibes.
Yeah, it's giving like, couldn't he have a redemption? I think he's definitely redeemable, but he is kind of the reason that we are Trojan horsed at this moment, and the security is breached and other people are entering the compound who otherwise would never have gotten through.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if they are, but they could have. So the alarm is raised. Everyone's running through the woods trying to find Kara. They're yelling for her. And all of a sudden they hear like noise, and then they hear a gunshot and 2 shots, I think, because 2 people are dead. Ratchet, who is a prospect of the St. View Slayers, is dead. And Thunder, who is a member of the Louisiana chapter, is also dead. Ice, our other prospect, is also there. And Riot is running to there. So,
Riot is the president, who's kind of hot, but definitely
so there's
villain.
2 from each rival club. When they get there, they're like, what's going on? And they see like disturbed dirt, and they're like, oh my God, they buried her alive. So they start digging with their hands, and they finally like they wrench open this coffin that they've put her in with their bare hands, which is
very hot.
And she's not breathing, she's not conscious. So Hawk immediately jumps down, he gives her CPR, then he hands her to Hayden, and then they take her to the hospital because she's not doing well. But she's back, she's alive. Obviously we knew she was gonna be alive. This is a romance,
and this is the second book of a trilogy.
Yes, we knew she was gonna be alive.
Come on, guys.
Come on, we knew it. We knew she was gonna be okay. But so they go to the hospital. Gray is working at the hospital. When they get there, Hayden and Hawk both claim to be her husband.
Yes, love that.
So that they can get in when visitors are allowed to see her, like friends and family. So they both claim to be their husband. There's this whole thing about brother husbands. It's really funny because the sexual tension between the boys is so strong. But they're so in denial of that.
The receptionist is just like Fujoshing out. She's like, oh, you 2 are brother husbands? Y'all kiss? Or
So, and Kara and Hawk have had a huge fight because of her finding out Hayden's alive. So that's also been happening. So Hawk knows she's going to be pissed at him immediately. She's not going to want to see him. He doesn't care. He needs to see her because he's in love with her.
I love
And
Hawk.
I
He's
know.
just like,
he's a problem, but I love him so much.
because he's like he's so mean and so bad, and that he is such a uriner. He just like wants, he just wants to be with her so bad. He loves her so much.
I know.
And when the bad guy has so many feelings, and he has so many feelings for her.
I know. It's the best. He just has a lot of feelings.
He sure does.
That he's, never been in a situation in his life where he could actually have them.
Yes, and now he has even more responsibility with like the motorcycle club. So arguably now he's like even less able to.
Yeah, but war has changed the culture of the motorcycle club so much from when they were being raised in the motorcycle club that there is a space for him to be more than just this picture of himself that he's created.
Absolutely. But also War is having babies right now. And so he's like stepped a little bit away. So he has to be more like there's more space for him to maybe explore who he is. Like if he
there's
is
more
gay,
acceptance in the group,
more family
and more, yes, they're like less focused on doing illegal activities and more focused on like, yes, the club is important and it is something that comes like with a priority, but your family comes first. And that's never been a culture within the club before.
Yes, but also Hawk knows that his best friend is stepping away, so he has to step up, and he's like been a little bit MIA, just like hanging out with Kara.
And he also doesn't give a shit about this because he wants to be a doctor. Like he doesn't give a fuck about this.
He wants to be a paramedic, and Kara wants to be a nurse. And
he's so not in the, like, he doesn't care.
He's not invested
for this. He's not invested in this position within the club that he has.
And he's getting more and more like responsibility, and he really does want to be a paramedic. And it's so fun to watch the two of them like be in the hospital setting.
I know, isn't it fun?
Because you're just like, oh my god, you know what? I want an AU of those two on like World War II battlefields, and they're like a nurse and a doctor on the battlefield, because it's just like so hot, the two of them just like stitching people up and working as a team, and that like as equals. It makes me so happy. So yes. So Hawk has all of those balls in the air.
Yes, so he's got kind of a lot going on at the moment. And Grayson tells Kara that her two husbands are in the lobby, to which she goes, oh my gosh, Hawk must be claiming to be my husband, and the other one must be my real husband, Josiah. So she starts freaking out. And then he's like, oh, yeah, Hawk and Hayden are their names. And then she's immediately like, oh, everything's fine.
And then she's like, oh my god, those two are together.
They're out there being civil. Like,
what do you mean?
Sleeping on each other's shoulders. That's cute. That's cute.
Precious.
Blaming it on not sleeping for 24 hours and not because
you just want to touch each other.
You yearn for each other.
God, those two have like the best enemies to lovers tension. It is primo. This whole
great, right?
Story arc of them going from like shooting each other to falling for the same girl, but it's like never even about the girl. It's always about like their feelings for each other, and it is just written so well. Elle Thorpe, you are the goat. Like you write the most believable dynamics, and this enemies to lovers is perfection.
And like when you on paper, when you're like, oh, he's like totally homophobic and in denial of his feelings, like that, it doesn't sound like it would be good and you would support it, but the way she writes it, it's the best.
It's the best. And he and because he says the exact opposite of what he's feeling, he'll be looking at him and be like, I am so turned on. Look, he's taking his pants off. We're both in prison and he's taking his pants off. I am checking him out. He has such a good body. He has such a good dick. And then he opens his mouth and he's like, fuck you, Hayden. And he like, like those two things are completely incompatible, and it's so realistic and so funny. And he really is like internally in his internal monologue, he's so thirsty for Hayden. So thirsty. And I think that's what makes it so good, is that like he cannot control how much he loves
He can't even
man.
deny it in his head.
No.
And it feels like also part of him denying it in real life is the trigger, like the way they were raised, that it was absolutely unacceptable. And War got past that, and he is not getting past it. Like it is so ingrained in him, and with his dad especially, like he outwardly, even though he's in a situation where it should be fine and everything would be fine, he can't accept it yet enough
and Hayden
to
almost
like
finds it funny.
admit it to people.
And Hayden almost finds it funny. He like pokes fun at him, and he's
Yeah,
just like,
Hayden's like, there's one moment where Hayden is like clearly a little bit hurt, but also he's like, I didn't expect anything. Like, I knew this was going to be the situation.
Oh,
but
you're still being a baby. You still can't be truthful with yourself. Like, you're still hiding in that glass closet, you little idiot. And like, Hayden just reading him and Hayden being okay with himself and like knowing who Hawk is before Hawk is able to admit it himself. Like, all of that dynamic is very funny and very like, he's coming to his own realization his own time, and Hayden is just kind of laughing at him.
Yeah, and it's a nice juxtaposition to the usual, like, they have feelings for each other, and one of them is like, you're hurting my feelings by denying that this is a thing, and them just being super hurt.
Yeah,
he's just like, all right, I'm here. I mean, I'm here.
And they're both just like, I have a girlfriend. Like, they're both are with Kara, so they're just like, yeah, take your fucking time. I'm doing my own thing. I'm busy over here. So if you're gonna keep rejecting like your feelings for me, you're the one who keeps coming on to me. And when I try to return it to you, or I call you out that you're flirting with me, and you get all internally homophobic and weird about it, then I'll just walk away and go fuck your girl. Yeah, so like, it's so funny the way it's dealt with, like, because nobody's getting hurt. Hayden is a like big grown man who is not affected by this because he's already accepted himself, and that's what makes it like so good and like not problematic.
And I also think part of it is, which we learn in Hayden's internal monologue, is like he hasn't like hooked up with, like, he hasn't actually had sex with another man, but he's like leaning into it even harder than, like, he's like, yeah, men are attractive, it's fine, I've kissed dudes before, whatever. But Hawk is so anti that he puts it on more just to like get at him, which I love.
It's so good. Yeah, he acts like really confident, like he's experienced or something, and he's not. But
he's not. But he's just like, oh well, if you're gonna treat me like I am, then I just will act that way. That's fine. I can step into this role for you.
I love that. It's so like aggro. He's just like antagonizing him all of the time, and it's so good. And his brother is in a relationship with 2 other men and a woman. So like, this is more normal for Hayden, even though Hawk is like familiar with that kind of relationship as well in his personal life. Like, Hayden, his brother is gay. Like, well, his brother's only not gay one in the group, but he's like none of that does seem to matter. So even though he's fibbing about his experience, he is able, I think, to just like step into it easier. And all of their moments together are my favorite moments. Hayden has been my favorite from the very beginning, and I asked you, I was like, please don't let him be the straight one in the couple, please, because I need to see it. I need to see it, and we get to see it.
It's not him. It's not him. So, Kara wants to get Kara. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. We're gonna say both. I think we have been the whole time,
and I didn't even realize. So move along.
Okay, here we go. So she decides that she is feeling a little bit claustrophobic, like she's trapped. All she does is stay at the compound. Her kid's still not talking. Her kid's trapped at the compound. Like, they left one jail cell for another. And so she starts volunteering at the hospital with Hawk. That happens in this book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they start volunteering at the clinic, which they are volunteering with Willa, which if you've read St. View High, you know that that's Colt's mom. So she's part of the web.
It's cool that they do all these callbacks.
I know. It's great. I love it. I love it. And there's like, in this book, there's a direct reference to like some scarring that she has from a fire, and that happens in St. View High.
We have to revisit that. We definitely will. So just like, if you love
really
Elthorpe, know that we'll get to all of her stuff eventually.
Yeah. So that's just like a fun, Easter egg.
And then Hayden is opening the restaurant, and so we have Hawk and Kara.
Hayden is, to be clear, Hayden is ignoring Luca because Luca tried to get him to traffic some women.
Then Kara is like over at Hayden's house. Hayden's making her some food. Hawk is spying on them
because Hawk agrees to let Kara live with Hayden because she's feeling like trapped.
She's like, I don't want to be on the compound. It's just like being in the cold. So he's like, okay, go stay with Hayden then if you want to. So she stays there.
He very begrudgingly agrees to let her do this.
And of course,
but he's like, I'm going to be watching the whole time.
And of course, like literally Kara is there like an hour. She gets to make out with Hayden for 1 second. And then Luca is at the door, and Luca's like, hey, you owe me the women that you fucked up the trafficking for when she got buried alive. You fucked this all up. And Hayden's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to help you traffic women or open your restaurant if you're going to force me into this shit. And then Hawk is just like sneaking up behind them in the outside, and he just points the gun at Luca, and Luca turns around, and Hawk is like, I'll do it. I'll shoot you. And then he does.
Except misses. Shoots Hayden on accident.
Shoots Hayden. Luca's like, what? Guys.
He's like, wow, you're a terrible shot.
Like, did you guys rehearse before? Because you're kind of fucking this all up. And they're like, okay, Luca, get out of here. We've got to go to the hospital now.
No, they don't. Because Hawk sutures him up. Yeah.
Because Hawk is a paramedic.
He doesn't want to go back to the hospital.
So he shoots him, and then he stitches him. And honestly, this whole thing is giving her comfort, and I love that.
It's great. And then this is how Hayden gets back into the restaurant, because Luca's basically like, okay, and I'm going to level with you.
Are they even now because they've each shot each other once?
Yes, they've each shot each other.
Which you do have to even that kind of thing out.
Yeah.
I'm not like advocating for violence, but you do actually have to even that out.
So Luca basically levels with Hayden. He's like, honestly, I don't fucking care about the women. I need you to come run this restaurant. Your name is on the building. The opening is in a week. Come do your fucking job. I don't even care if you kill me. If you kill me, there's 7 other people that are going to make sure you come do your fucking job. So show up, cook the food, and come do your fucking job that you signed a contract for, which I do love him for that. He's just like, I don't care about any of your stupid drama, all of you. I don't care that you're trying to shoot me. Come do your fucking job, which is like so real. He's so real for that.
You guys can fuck around on your own time, but there's some very important people.
You're going to need to start showing up to fucking work again.
There's some very important people waiting for this place to make some money. So make it happen. Luca is getting his own story. The fandom will make that happen because he just gives off good
vibes. The fandom asks constantly.
He's just hot. Like, sorry, you wrote a hot character on accident.
I know. I do think that she could redeem him.
Yes.
I do.
But
I don't know. I haven't finished Reaper and Ruin yet, but I do know one of the male characters that will be in the next reverse harem. And it's Dax, the tattoo, the guy we meet at the tattoo shop. When Nash goes to get his penis pierced, he runs a tattoo shop. And the fans, so that was like a couple books ago. And the fans have been asking, they're like, when is he getting a book? Why would we go there? Why would we meet him? Because you have to give us a book for him.
Because he has a Jacob's Ladder, and we're gonna get his story. He definitely does.
That would be great.
That Jacob's Ladder tease was fucked. That penile piercing tease. She was only doing that tease because she expected us to give us somebody.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
We get a scene with him and the girl that's gonna be in the next reverse harem in Whips and Chains. So he's at least one of the people. I haven't finished Reaper and Ruin yet, but we meet one of her other men in this book. So, but I kind of suspect that she might be Luca's sister based on some things. So
another Gara.
Just maybe. I don't know because we don't know her last name.
Saucy.
We don't know. All we know about her backstory right now is that her family's in the mafia.
Oh, it's a Gara.
Or they were trying to, because she's like, my dad was going to sell me to marry the son of another mafia. And so she ran away.
So also trafficking, she's a Gara.
Yeah. So she could be, because like in the 3rd book, we do hear Luca mentions his sister. So, but I can't remember like if he tells us her name or anything.
Okay.
So we'll see after we read the next book.
So Luca leaves. Hawk stitches up Hayden, and then Kara, she like gets interrupted, but she realizes she's not any safer.
Yeah, and Hayden's like, we can't stay here. No. This is bad. We can't. And she's like, well, like, I don't want to be apart from you. And Hawk is like, please forgive me. And she's like, okay. Hayden moves into the compound with us. And he's like, no. And she's like, that's what I want. If you want me to forgive you. And he's like, fine, I'll do anything for you. I love you so much.
And if that means a boy I have a crush on who I won't admit
lives
I have
down
a crush
the hall,
on.
And sure, so be it.
Like, fine. I hate that. I hate the idea. Ooh, twist my arm.
And Hayden's like, I hate the idea. They're gonna try to kill me. And he's like, yeah, they are. And she's like, no, they won't. Hawk will tell them not to.
Hayden's like, they're definitely gonna try.
Yeah, and he's like, can I cook food for you guys? Or like, I want to pay my dues, like, so you don't hate me.
He tries to get them a coffee machine, and they're just like,
he does, and they're really happy about it.
Yeah, they're really happy about it. They're like, let the boy.
They're mean mugging, but they're like, Queenie, of course, our
Queenie
wonderful
was like, let him put the machine
Mama
down.
Queenie, yeah, is like, shut the fuck up over there with your sludge ice. Your coffee is bad. you may replace our coffee maker, Hayden. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
you may have belonged to the former. You may have formerly belonged to a different to our rivals, but we'll take your espresso machine.
Yeah. So while Kara's been in the hospital and then she was at Hayden's house, they've been taking care of Haley Jade, obviously. And so when she gets back to the compound, Hawk has moved them from the cabin so that they can stay safe in their own space and not have to do that distance walk, whatever, that she got knocked over the head on or drugged or whatever and then buried alive. So when they get back, he shows her like, this, here's my room, and then here's your room, and then they go and here's Haley Jade's room, and he's like painted it pink and gotten her all cute furniture
and toys
because he's going full daddy.
Oh my
because
God.
he loves her so much.
And he like, of course, like made it very clear that like Kara had her own space, which I love, because he so easily could have just been like,
put them in the same room.
Yes. Yeah. Just been like, or just like been like, Kara, you have to sleep in my room.
Me. Yeah, no.
But he's like, I'm down the hall if you want me.
And they've got like, so her room, I think, connects to Haley Jade's room, so she can go directly between the two. And then on the other side of Kara is Hayden's room. That's where they put Hayden. He sneaks his 3 kittens in. It's very cute.
Okay. This is so domestic. This little like this is Full House. If everybody in Full House wasn't related and was actually just lovers, I'm obsessed. It's so cute, and it's also like a crappy little motorcycle cabin. So like it's like kind of gritty. It reminds me of that little cabin I lived in high school. Anyways, it's just like it's kind of trashy but kind of cute. Like you know, it's so cute. They're one big happy family. It's a little what do you call it? Brady Bunch. I love.
So they move Hayden in. He starts cooking food for the compound. Everybody's really happy about that because all the food is disgusting.
And he brings back food from work. So everyone kind of like waits for him to come home from work so that he starts to ingratiate himself. He's like in the fold. He's becoming in the fold.
So then also a part of this deal is that Haley Jade gets enrolled in school. So they take Haley Jade to school. The teacher is amazing, like immediately amazing, really understanding, shows the kids that she's nonverbal in a way that is really accepting and like encouraging.
She immediately makes friends with other kids, which is just like very nice. Great.
Well, everything's getting better for a little bit, and then but she's still not talking, and she has this moment where Kara makes her like some boxed mac and cheese. She refuses to eat it. I love this scene. She's like no, and she's like crying, and Kara's like, I'm sorry, and Hayden's like, I can cook you something, and it's this whole blow up, and she's trying clearly like trying to express what she wants and how she's feeling, and there's just no level of understanding on Kara's end. So both of them are like crying. She goes off into her room, and Hayden is having a really hard time watching this because he's like, this is like basically my child. Like I helped give birth to this child. She's named after me. And this is the woman I love, and I'm a chef,
and I want to feed her.
And more than that, I want her to be able to communicate, because like she is a human being, and it's really hard when you can't communicate with people.
And I love that it's like his love language that was cooking for her, and when he can't feed her, like that's his breaking point.
Yeah, where and then he's like, I have to figure this out.
I'm gonna make a solution right now, and like a daddy who just like solves your problems.
Oh my God, he goes full daddy, and he like learns a few things in sign language. And then he like bribes her with ice cream, and then he shows her like, this is how you can say this, and this is your name. And then of course Kara's like bawling her eyes out. She's like, I never thought about teaching her sign language. And so
because Kara hasn't had a full education, so she's not like fully able, and neither really has Hayden. They're all kind of missing a couple like resources growing up that everyone else had, but they all together as a family, they like have what each other's lacking, and Hayden offers this sign language piece that is the missing.
It's just such a heartwarming like little
and it
stepdaddy moment.
Fixes everything. Like finally the family has a way that they're going to like bond and communicate and get to know each other, because they're all relative strangers. So like learning this new language is like a new language they can all speak, where they're on equal footing. And it's just a very cute moment where they're it's
very cute
all together in this.
Yes. So that is a really heartwarming moment. I love that. And then she also, a little bit of time goes by. She's still not really talking. She starts talking to Grayson about it. She's like, could you, like, could we take her? He's like, I would love to like try to talk to her and do some therapy with her. And Kara's like, well, I don't want to bring her in. Like, she already has trauma from being in the hospital. Like, last time she was here, she watched Hawk punch you in the face. So
You have to come to the compound.
yeah. So can you do a house call? And he's like, okay. So he comes to the compound. While he's there, Bliss is in labor. We have a like one chapter in Bliss's perspective. Bliss goes into labor. The baby is not breech, but the baby is sunny side up, as they call it.
I love this because Bliss is just like, I was fine a second ago. And
Bliss
it's
is like, just like my other 2 pregnancies, I've been in labor for a while, but I don't need to bother anyone with this, okay? I'm doing my thing. I'm getting through the contractions. And then she's like, oh no, I waited too long to say anything, and now things are bad.
But I just love it.
Bad. But Grayson is there. He's a doctor, so he helps her, and they like give birth.
And
to the
Hawk
baby.
is just like rolling up his sleeves. And after he gives birth to this, Grayson is like, okay, so
you really need to be a doctor.
The way you rushed in there when you saw the like gushing blood, that's a sign that you should be in the medical profession, because like, not everyone acts like
he's
that.
Like, you need to get your GED because you need to be in this profession, which is so like he needed to hear that. And at the same time, Kara's like, I have no life skills. So they're like gonna get their GEDs together, which is cute.
And also, Kara never needs to go have a birth in the hospital ever again, because now all three of her husbands have birthed a baby successfully. And I am just like,
think about that.
This trio of men is peak for me. They're peak for me. I'm just great. Like, no, please, like, take me out into the woods, like, keep me in a cabin out there, deliver my babies, never make me go into town, and I will just have sex with all of you. And
100%.
You can have sex with each other.
But
like,
it's really funny because up to this point, Kara's like so convinced that Grayson's like, we're friends. Like, he would never have interested me with my 2 boyfriends, and I'm not skinny. And he's like literally so obsessed with her. It's but like, he thinks he's been friend zoned. And after this, they're like, it's the opening of Hayden's restaurant. We're going to dinner. Do you want to come with us, Dr. Gray? And he's like, sure. So the 3 of them end up going to dinner together.
Okay, this is awful. This whole date was so awkward. So
Hawk is like, has his hand up her skirt at the table.
That's right.
And so he leaves because he's feeling like, I shouldn't be here.
Why did they just like wink at him? They should have done some of that.
Well, she doesn't know. She's so oblivious. And then as soon as he leaves,
then
Hawk is like, you should ask him to fuck you. And she's like, what? He would never want to do that. And he's like, are you stupid? He's literally obsessed with you. And she's like, I'm not interested in him like that. And he's like, okay, my hand is in your pants. So like, I know you are.
While he's here. Yeah. And I
know that you are.
This whole miscommunication is like kind of short-lived, and it gets into some like voyeurism and cucking territories, but so it's fine.
Yeah.
But I was annoyed where I was just like, bitch, all you had to do was look across the table and be like, we liked your vibe. You want to do a little 3, just like do that.
Yeah, but I don't think that it ever crosses her mind until Hawk brings it up. And then it's one of those things, when the glass shatters and then somebody says something and then you can't, now that you know about that thing, you can't stop thinking about it.
Meanwhile, we've been in like Grayson's perspective. Every time he like gets a text from her,
he's literally
just
obsessed with her.
Oh my god, she texted me. Yeah. Should I text her back right away?
So they're like, okay, let's go find Grayson. And Hawk's like, yeah, he can fuck you. That would be great. I'd like to watch that. But they find him right when he's fucking somebody else. And then Kara's like, oh my god, it's fine. I don't even want him to know we saw. Like, it's fine, whatever. And Hawk's like, nah, you're getting off right now.
Yeah, and because she didn't hate it. Like, this is where the cucking thing comes in, is like, it would maybe be an upsetting miscommunication if she was upset by seeing him with another woman.
No, she was upset in the way that she was jealous.
She was like, I wish that he was in here with me, but not, I'm mad he's having sex with somebody else. In fact, she was like, it looks pretty good doing that.
Yeah.
And uses
like,
that
he's so hot. Bit. And then they make eye contact right when they both come, right?
I think something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So then they go their separate ways.
And they haven't talked to each other for a while after this.
Yeah, so they both feel a little awkward about this encounter, not knowing if it was like consensual or if the other one was like meaning to make that kind of eye contact, when obviously they're both obsessed with each other.
I did accidentally jump over this scene, but there is a day where Hayden's getting the restaurant ready before it opens, and Hawk drops her off, and they get locked in the closet.
Cooler, yeah.
and they hook up, and it is a good scene. And then Hawk has to come find them because they're
Uh-huh.
locked in
And it's just
to
like
the food pantry.
kind of smells like sex in the food pantry.
Yeah. And there's also a scene where they're like hooking up in the clubhouse, Hawk and her and Hayden, right?
Yes, but
And Hayden walks. No, it's her and Hayden, and Hawk walks in, and she's mortified, and Hawk is like, "You better make her come. I want to see you come, Kara." And she's like, "So there's all these little moments where Hawk is making it evident that he not only is okay with it, but he likes it. He wants to be a part of it."
Yeah, because he had done the thing earlier in the book where he was like, I want you to go fuck Hayden right with my cum still inside you.
Yes,
And she's like,
"I'm not
I'm
gonna
not going
do
to do that. And
that."
she doesn't do it. And then he's like, did you do it? And she's like, no. And he's like, so mad about it because
Yeah.
he really wants to like have some kind of connection with Hayden. He just can't get himself to do
Yeah.
it. But this moment where they're hooking up in the pantry is crazy. I really liked it because Kara has some PTSD about being buried alive, so being claustrophobic in here is
Yeah,
kind
she's
of
like
bad.
freaking out.
But then Hayden like walks her through it and talks her through it, and like it turns into this kinky thing. That just shows you that like kink is often used to help heal people's trauma and like get them to a place where something is exciting and fun to them instead of like evoking terror.
Yeah.
So this is one of those moments where she's no longer like that fear of claustrophobia from being buried alive is being eased by this sexual interaction with the person she trusts, and he's helping her get past that thing. So I love that moment. I love each one of the hookups is good, but it's a slow burn because they're hooking up, but the two guys are not.
Yeah.
And that's slow burning.
This is the moment where he says to Hawk, like when Hawk finds him and he's like, it smells like sex or whatever. And he's like, yeah, well, if you leave your door unlocked, like I'll come blow you later. And he's like, he says it as a joke, but he's not joking.
He's like, if his door's unlocked, I'm going.
He's kind of not joking. And then we go to Hawk's perspective that night, and he's like, I'm locking my door. Fuck you, Chaos. And then he can't sleep. And he's like, and he like unlocks his door. And then Hayden gets up, and he's like, I'm sure his door is locked. Like, I don't even want him. I'm sure he's sitting in there staring at it, like waiting for the satisfaction of me trying to turn the handle, and the door is locked. And he's like, but he can't like stop thinking about it.
Which I love. Hayden does eat his pride before Hawk on several occasions where he knows he's like, I have to be the one who gives in.
Keeps pushing.
I have to give a little more and go a little more than halfway for Hawk, but I'll go 55% and see if he meets me that much. And he does. Like the door is unlocked.
Yeah, so then he goes, he's like, I just have to try it. I can't sleep. Tries the door, it's unlocked. So then he just goes for it. He just goes in, and he's like, it's close enough to the morning. He's already got morning wood, and just like starts sucking him off. And Hawk wakes up, and he's like, Kara, and he's like, wrong. And then he like realizes that it's Chaos, and then doesn't stop, and then like kind of starts like fucking his face harder. And then once he finally comes, Hayden's like, all right, cool, and just goes to leave. He's like, that's all this is gonna be. And Hawk like makes him stop, and then gets on his knees.
He's
and
like,
then,
what about you?
and then blows Hayden, which is so good. I loved that was a part of their first like
instead of
sexual interaction.
Instead of going from calling him Kara to not returning the favor, instead he realized it wasn't Kara, and then was like, ooh, even better. Let me try something here once you're done. So that was very fun. And this scene, like I said, the slow burn with these two, there's just the whole other book, and then all of this book, it's one of them with her, one of them with her, one of them with her, and you're just like, when is it going to be the two of you? And then the first interaction is the two of them privately without her, which is
she doesn't know about it.
Nope, she's not a part of it. It's not that thing where it was Hawk using her to get to Hayden by saying like, go bounce on him while you're still full of me. Like, it's not that catty thing. It was the two of them privately, and it was mutual, and it was so cute. This is so good. Their chemistry, second to none. The slow burn on this is so good because you get all this other action. So you're not like, oh, this book isn't spicy at all. You're just like, it's spicy, but with the wrong people.
Give me everybody.
And then you finally get these two. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah. So then time jump back to where we were. They see Grayson in the sex club. She comes. They're leaving. And Hawk goes bustling and like slams into the kitchen, and he's like, Chaos, you need to come home. Karen needs you. And he's like, I can't. And he's like, she needs you. And then we got our first threesome.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I love these. I love this dynamic, but we still haven't had the foursome.
Oh no!
And I am so
she
excited.
hasn't done anything with Gray except kiss
because
him
we know
by the end of this book.
We know nothing about her dynamic with Gray, and I'm like, it's gonna be twisted. It has to be because he's a therapist. So like, there's a power dynamic here that's gonna get weird, and I'm excited. I'm excited. He's gonna try some special techniques on her. Some what do you call those? Some not recommended by the board. Some things that would get you unlicensed by the
illegal.
Illegal, yeah, those ones, those methods.
That's the word you're
those
looking for.
Those methods.
Oh, so funny. So yeah, we have our first threesome. It's fucking great. And the next day, everyone is giving them shit because
everyone could hear.
Well, okay, so first of all, they get there before chaos. He's still at the restaurant, and Hawk takes her to Hayden's room. And then the whole club is like hooting and hollering about him going to Hawk's room or Hayden's room. And then he gets in there and then he's like, what the fuck are these?
Are these cats?
Yeah. And then he finds out about the kittens and then he releases them he's like, these gotta go.
She's like, no, the bikers are going to step on them.
They're going to kill the kittens. And he's like, are you kidding me? And he's like, give it 30 seconds. And they all start freaking out about the cats.
They're
and
like,
they're so happy.
They love them. So cute.
So happy about the cats. And then they hook up and it goes from like hard like pounding sex to like really romantic sex, and right when that's happening is when Hayden shows up, and then it's kind of like she's all like, you know, had like 3 orgasms at this point. And
get it, girl.
Hayden gets involved. He like pulls out a butt plug and Hawk is immediately like, that your butt plug, chaos. And he's like, you are so dramatic. Let me put this in Kara.
Grow up.
Well, actually, what he says is, yeah, put it in me, and then you can fuck me. And then Hawk is like, freaks out. He freaks out. They have this moment in the shower where he's like, kiss me. Like, do it. And they get all really close to each other, and Hawk won't do it. And Hayden's like, that's what I thought. And like leaves to go fuck Kara. And she's like, he's just not ready. I'm sorry.
The drama.
And he's like, it's fine. And so Hawk showers. She starts fucking Kara. He puts that butt plug in her butt. She's like, oh my God, I love this. Of course. and then Hawk comes out of the shower. He's already got an erection. And then we get our first DP of the book.
Oh, praise Jesus.
Yes.
Praise Jesus. They both, I love when they like describe feeling the other guy pressed up against them.
I know, it's the best.
They're like,
I can feel you through the walls.
Yep.
I'm like, I just want to know what that feels like.
Thank you.
For like, what do you think that feels like?
Well, I know because I have a sex toy that has
No, but I'm not talking about for you. I'm talking about for them.
Oh, yeah, no, for them.
Yeah.
No, it probably feels crazy.
Yeah.
That
I think about this all the time because there's a scene in Pucking Run, which we're going to read, where Caleb has a Jacob's ladder and he can feel
the ridges, the
yes. Yeah. And I'm like,
one of his double VP, then
you're in there together. You're fucking each other while you're fucking them in DVP for sure.
I am dying.
That's stick on dick action.
I'm dying for a Jacob's ladder, and I just want to say something funny, which is that we did gather a photo of a Jacob's ladder in the wild. It's fine because I'm not giving you guys any more details, but we did at some point in our lives gather a photo in the wild of someone with a Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, because if you try to Google it, it's like nothing comes up.
Yeah, and also the things that do come up are scary and gross.
Yeah,
but
they're like an anatomical drawing. It's horrible.
But one time we did gather from a real life person that we real life know, and I will say, yeah, I'm dying for a book with one of those because
I know. I've read a couple. They're good.
It was aesthetically pleasing.
I've been living in curiosity for a long time now.
That really solidified it for me because I was like, the guys who get them are probably just like not that cute. And then I saw that one, I was like, well, that thing could get a cover on Vogue.
Well, I'm like, Prince Albert piercing has never appealed to me. I'm like, that scares me. I'm scared it's gonna get caught on something.
No, that whole
like the ring through the no, that freaks me out. But this, it's like ribbed for your pleasure.
Rib for
It's
your pleasure.
great.
The whole thing. I'll just say,
I'm into
I'm
it.
dying for it. If we
I
get
know.
if we get that piercer from the other series, and he has his whole thing pierced down,
I
he'll
don't
be my
know.
new
She
favorite.
didn't mention it, but they had sex in the other book. She doesn't mention it. So I think that he runs the tattoo shop. His twin brother also works there, and then they also have another guy that works there. So
So you don't think he's the piercer that
I
would
don't
have
just
pierced?
I just don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm still holding out hope for that.
He
Okay,
could,
so these
though.
guys have.
I hope he does. That would be great.
They have their threesome. Everybody does here.
Oh yeah, the whole
They
club
all make fun of them because
hears.
it's so loud. And
Yeah.
also Haley Jade is like sleeping next door, and they always make a point in all these books. Elle always makes a point to like specify where the child is, and it's always like somewhere far away with like something loud on. So like, don't worry for her, she's fine. She didn't hear anything.
They're like, lucky for you three, that girl sleeps like the dead.
Yeah, she didn't hear nothing, and then she's just like over there conked out. So you're like, okay,
Yeah,
no need to worry about her. She's has her own bedroom. She's fine and safe.
she's fine.
But the rest of the clubhouse heard. They all know that Hayden and Hawk are like getting down and dirty in the same bed together, and so this like kind of opens up some doors for everything to be out on the table, which is nice.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
And then Kara wants to take Haley Jade to the lake, right? This is where we are. And so she calls Grayson and texts him, and she's like, I'm sorry if things are weird between us. And he's like, I've been trying to text her all week about things being weird between us. Like, nothing's weird, everything's fine. It's fine. And so she's like, I'm gonna take Haley Jade to the lake if you want to come. And he's like, okay. So he picks them up. They take her to the lake. It's like awkward for a second, but then
they work it out pretty
very quickly.
And then it like starts to vibe for a second when Grayson sees out of the corner of his eye
they kiss.
Oh, they're kissing. So they're like vibing. They're having their moment when Grayson sees Haley Jade go down, and in his
like a wave, like a rogue wave comes.
Yeah, and in his perspective, she's like, it's like all slow motion, and she is dying. Like he is running to her, and everything is tragic.
And he at the same time he's having flashbacks of his foster dad, like basically trying to drown him.
Yes, and so you start to like get this idea that he is
more of a picture of who he is, where he's come from, and why he might have this weird murder group that he helps run.
And for a second I was like, oh my god, Kara keeps putting her kid in danger, like everything this girl does is stupid. And then I realized like nothing happened. This kid literally like fell down in the shallow end of the sand, but Grayson is having a full-on panic attack, and she notices Kara is like, oh, she's fine, like that's just normal, kids like fall in the water, it's fine. And he's like, he's freaking out.
She freaks out a little because she's like, she can't swim.
Yes. And so, but it's completely blown out of proportion. And you kind
of because you're in his POV and you're like, oh my god, it's an emergency.
Dying.
And then you get into Kara's POV, and she's like, oh, she's just wet. It's just
she's fine.
Like,
you're just scared.
She's a little shook up, but she's fine. Like,
and she looks at Grayson, and Grayson's freaking out, and she talks him through this panic attack, and she's like, you're safe, you're fine, the kid is safe. And he reveals to her that like his foster family used to abuse him, and he tried to run away once, and it was at this beach exactly.
I don't know,
but it might have been. I think it might have been. And he's like, tells her his trauma about his foster parents finding him run away on the beach and drowning him and pretending like waterboarding him as a punishment. And she's like, you're safe now. And it's this nice moment where again you see that like although Kara has been denied this education, she has so much value to add to everybody. And she gets him to like feel safe again and come back to, and they've bonded even more at this point. Even though the romance was like kind of interrupted, they had this very much more intimate thing happen.
It was like more intimate than the like kissing was, for sure.
And she also, I think it's this nice moment where she has so much to offer. Obviously he's a doctor, and it's like, oh, he brings a lot to the table in a relationship, and she has 2 boyfriends already, but she has all of this emotional value that
and I think also she relates to him on the level of like, I've also been kept in cages and had this trauma growing up and have been in these
PTSD.
Like they have more of like a trauma bond for sure, that not in like a way that they went through trauma together, but they can bond over a shared trauma in like separately.
And then is it this moment where we see we
find Kyle
who,
so they're driving down the road, they're leaving the lake, this is all just happened, and all of a sudden Kara sees this red pickup truck, and she's like, why do I recognize that? And then she sees his kid, and she's like, oh my god, it's Kyle. She hasn't seen Kyle since Alice died. She's like, stop the car. And she goes running. She's like, Kyle. And he sees her and he takes off running, and she's running. And then Gray goes full hot super in shape doctor
Tackles
mode.
him.
Starts sprinting after him, catches up to him, tackles him to the ground.
Loved it.
Is holding him back while he's freaking out.
Fight.
And
I
Kara,
love a boy fight.
Yeah, and Kara's like, what is wrong with you? Like, you killed my sister. And he's like, no, I didn't. And then we get to this resolution of like, oh, he definitely didn't do this.
He didn't
like,
do it.
He's a kid. I think that's like a...
Which was my prediction. I was like, Kyle did it. So I'm back to square one. I have no idea who killed Alice. So he is like, no, I didn't mean to hurt Alice. I've been homeless. I can't go back to the compound. I know people are looking for me. I loved her. Please don't blame me. And she's like, okay, we're going to help get you like cleaned up and like, I believe you. We're going to move forward.
Yeah.
Grayson's not totally trusting right away, but Kara seems convinced.
Yeah. And Kara's like, he's just a kid. Like he's not... She's like, do you think... He's like, I work with psychopaths all the time. They can convince you. And she goes, do you think he's a psychopath? And he's like, no. He like admits, no, I don't think he is. And so she's like, we have to take him back. Like, he's been living in his car. He's like stinky. He's gross looking. And she's like, she really, like, the mom in her comes out. She moms really hard in this moment. She's like, this poor kid, like, he's away from his parents. He can't go back. Like,
and she remembers this moment where he looked at Alice in the car and she knew they were in love. And she's like, this is one person who loved my sister so much. And I owe him, like, to helping him out of this. Yeah. He helped us literally escape.
Leave. I would not, he wouldn't
We'd
be in this situation. Yeah. If he hadn't helped us escape. Like, he wouldn't be in the situation. And B, I wouldn't have made it out. Like, yeah. So,
and if Alice was here, she'd want me to help him. She did love. Yeah. She didn't return his affection, but she did love him as a person.
So they decide. She's like, he's coming back to the compound. So she shows up with him. Hawk immediately freaks out. Also tries to like low-key kill this kid. And she's like, Hawk, stop. He didn't do it. Like, he didn't kill Alice. He's not a danger. And they move him into the cabin. And then when he agrees to let him stay, he gets in the car. Hawk gets in the car with him to like lay down the law. And when he gets in the car and this kid's freaking out, and then he starts getting him to talk, and he's like, I have to tell you something really important. I was listening to Josiah's podcast, and he's like, why would you be listening to that? And he's like, well, I wanted to know what was going on at home, what was going on with my parents, if everyone was okay. And he's like, you have to hear this. And he plays in part of Josiah's podcast. And Josiah has made a public announcement that his wife is missing. She's been taken by these men, and she needs to be brought back to him. And it already has like a ton of listens.
And the way that he's wording it all, the way he's coding it, is basically like,
my wife's a sinner.
Wanted kind of dead or alive, bring her back unharmed, but also better if she's harmed and brought back than not brought back at all. So like, he's being very intentional with nothing he's saying is that incriminating, but if you're listening and you're my follower, you know you're on a mission to find my wife
no matter what
and get her. And so it is like this witch hunt has been,
so this is like a code red
started.
So Kara gets inside and she's like, where are the guys? And Queenie's like, they're in church. And she's like, what do you mean they're in church? She's like, they're all in church. And she's like, Grayson and Hayden aren't a part of the club. They can't be in church. And they're like, nope, they're all in church. So Hawk has called everybody in to tell all the guys about this, to try to figure out what to do.
Church is a meeting, remember, not actual church. This is a motorcycle club meeting.
A required meeting. Where you don't leave until things are resolved. And so, or a plan is made. So they make a plan. They're all scared there's going to be a lockdown. The guys that aren't a part of the club kind of talk Hawk off a ledge. And they like, we can't have a full lockdown. So everything is fine for a couple weeks. Like, they're volunteering. Haley Jade's going to school. Everything's okay. Like, things are really quiet. It kind of feels like, okay, maybe the podcast, like, they talked to the police had them take it down. So they're like, oh, maybe this won't affect us as much as we thought it was going to be. But they're still on edge, but they're just on high alert. So Kara and Hawk are
and also Kyle is like becoming kind of one of the MC pledges. What do you call them?
A prospect.
So basically they're finding out that Kyle, because he's been part of these like kind of other groups in the past, has what it takes to maybe be a part of the MC club. And I'm excited for this because it feels like Kyle is going to fit in and have his strengths used here. And I felt really bad for him because his girl got murdered. So I hope he fits in here.
And there's also this moment when they're in church that Aloha is like, I think we need to talk about ice. And then something happens and it immediately is like off the table. of patching in ice, because he's been a prospect the entire time that we have had any information with the MC Club, which is a long time.
And he's very suspicious. And when we find Kara buried, and there's like
And he's there.
one dead of each and one alive of each, and he's like, in that moment we feel like he knows more than he's saying, maybe, and that it's maybe a mole situation, like the call is coming from inside the house, and that call is coming from a very disgruntled pledge who hasn't been moved up the ranks as fast as he would have liked. Ice.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
So we just get like a little insight in that little moment of that.
Foreshadowing,
and then, yes,
we call
it's definitely foreshadowing. No spoilers, but that's
no spoilers,
foreshadowing for sure.
But I have a prediction. Moving on.
So then we're at the clinic. They're volunteering, and it's just a really busy day in the clinic. There's a ton of people there, and then they look in a bed, and Hayden is in one of the beds, and he's cut himself at work. And Hawk is like, why would you even come here? Like, I can stitch you up so much faster. He's like, well, you're here. And so Hawk starts giving him stitches. Grayson's like, I'm going to act like I'm not seeing this, because this is definitely against the law for you to be treating him with medical care without a license. So I'm just going to go. And so.
But he's also just like, no one else is going to help you. I'm going to help you.
I'm going to help you. So they're like in a different part of the hospital. They go into the clinic. That's like the emergency room probably. And then they're in the clinic to start their shift. It's super busy. And Kara's like, okay, I need to help the nurses so they can actually do their job, and I can help the people in the lobby. And so
Haley Jade is at school.
Yes, Haley Jade's at school. So she goes out into the lobby to start helping. And all of a sudden, a guy is like, that's her. That's his wife. That's Josiah's wife. And Kara's like, what?
In my head, they all have like pitchforks.
Like,
and
what?
torches.
No, that's not me. And then immediately Willa accidentally blows her cover, and she's like, Kara, is everything okay? And she's like, fuck. And they're like, it's her. And so these guys start like
an angry mob.
An angry mob. It's all of these. They planted themselves in the clinic because they knew she was working there. And so they like angry mob them. Willa and Kara run away. Security's trying to hold the men back. It's not working. They're running through the hospital, and they do escape, but the men are following them. And when the initial surge happens, Kara sees they're behind a door, Kara and Willa, and Kara makes eye contact with Hayden and Hawk across the room because they're in a different part of the hospital.
She's like,
and she starts signing the name for Haley Jade, which the sign language comes back in, and she's like, Haley Jade. And there's another moment where she had already said, promise me, like, Haley Jade. If it comes down to the two of us, Haley Jade comes first. And so she's freaking out. She's like, Haley Jade, you have. Like, when the podcast came out, Kara was like, I should just go back. Everyone would be protected. Like, it's just me he wants. He would stop going for Haley Jade if I was there. And Hayden's like, you cannot go there.
In the podcast, he says, my daughter. And he's like looking for the kid too. Yeah. And she's like, I know if he's looking to get me,
then he's looking to get her.
Let Haley Jade go.
He's like, she's like, but if I turn myself in, like, he might forget about Haley Jade, and you guys can take care of her. And Hayden's like, you can't do that. That's not happening. Absolutely not. And like, kind of convinces her that that's a bad idea. But she, in that moment, had said, I promise me when it comes down to it, like, you protect Haley Jade. So in this moment, she signs to Hayden, like, Haley Jade, you have to help Haley Jade. And in the truck though, when he's trying to teach her how to drive, they do fuck in the truck, and it is a good scene. And he is like too scared to tell her that he loves her with his words, so he like signs I love you, but she doesn't know it's a sign for I love you. That's a cute moment.
So cute. And then also it's very cute because all of these things that she wasn't allowed to learn when she was on the commune, like driving, which could help a woman escape.
Yeah.
She's being given these resources, which I really love because it's like they're constantly giving her everything she needs to escape from them. And she, with all of those resources, is like, okay,
choosing to stay.
Now that I have the freedom to leave,
I'm going to choose to stay.
I know that I'm safe with you and I'm going to stay. So it's just all that.
Yes,
so cute.
It's so good. So in this moment, she's like, Haley Jade. She's like, the guys are going to get to Haley Jade. And so then her and Willa like get out, and Willa's like, there's my car. They get in the car. They think they're getting followed for a second. They're not. She's like, okay, I can't go to Haley Jade's school. I don't want to bring them there. I can't go to the compound. I don't want to bring all these people here. Where can I go that they don't know about? And she's like, do you know where Dr. Gray lives? And Willa's like, yeah, I know. I went to his house for him. She's like, take me there. Meanwhile, Dr. Gray was in the clinic before any of this happened with them, shooting the shit, and he gets a call on that burner phone. And he's like, oh shit, like no matter what, I have to go for a meeting. So he's like, I have to go take care of a personal matter. I'll be back. And so he's like, I have to run home.
He gets there and
he gets home, no one's there.
He's like goes to find the other murderers.
He like goes, he like makes them some food. It's been over an hour, nobody's there. And so then he starts to get concerned because he got 2 calls.
And basically, if somebody calls, you don't know who it is.
Yeah,
so
and you
that
don't
means
answer.
It could be anybody.
It just means we're doing a meeting.
Show up. Nobody's showing up.
No one's showing up. He got 2 calls, so he gets really concerned. So he starts calling he starts calling them, and he goes, and they're not answering. So he goes to Whip's house, and he finds everybody in the murder squad is there in this and they are torturing a man, and they have been torturing the man for 24 hours.
So they're taking care
they're
of
all like,
different
that
business.
wasn't us. And then he has this realization, and they all do at the same time. Like
only one other person
has that number, and that is Trigger, and that's Grayson's brother. And he. Mm-hmm.
No, wait. Did it say that that's his brother in this book?
Yes.
Yes. It was his brother.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So and the person who killed his wife.
Yes.
And he used to be part of this murder squad, but he's not anymore.
But he's gone AWOL, and they haven't heard from him in a long time, which we found out in the last book, but we didn't really know what that meant.
And he's a suspect in Alice's killings.
Yeah, because
and Grayson suspects him.
The way he killed Grayson's wife is the way that Alice died. Okay. So that's happening. These are like the same timeline, right? So that's happening. He realizes, oh shit, it's Trigger. Like, I have to get back to my house. Meanwhile, Kara's like, take me to Grayson's. She drops her off. She buzzes in, and as soon as to get into the building, and as soon as the Grayson buzzers back, she immediately says, Grayson, I need you. Things are happening at the hospital. Like, it's Kara. Let me in. And she like cuts him off. So she doesn't even realize that it's not him answering her call. He buzzes her in. She goes up. He opens the door. She collapses crying. She's freaking out. He picks her up, and then he starts talking, and it's not Gray. And he says, look at what my brother got for me, like a beautiful girl. And she's like, what? And he's like, I killed his wife. She was just like you, and her sister, bitch sister, whatever. And
doesn't he say to her, does he ever tell you look exactly like her?
Yes, he says that.
Oh, it's so creepy.
He says that, and he's like, my brother, and he's like, my brother didn't tell you about me. And she's like, what? And this and that. So we find out Trigger's his brother.
Is he a foster brother?
Unclear.
Okay.
I kind of think yes.
A foster brother.
I think so, but I can't remember. Okay. We don't know yet. Okay. I don't think it's been said in context yet. And that's where this book leaves off. So she's gone from, one evil to another.
So there's the mob that Josiah has out looking for her. There is a serial killer here with her in the apartment.
Yeah.
There is a murderer who killed Alice, who's on the loose, who's probably ICE at the motorcycle compound. We know all of her boyfriends are in the wrong place at the wrong time at this moment. They're all kind of in their own danger.
And we don't know what's going on with Haley Jade at all, which, spoiler alert, the mob knows where Haley Jade's school is.
Yeah.
And it is fucked up, but also there's this like amazing moment that we're gonna get. So good.
That Save the Day moment, a Saved by the Bell moment. Ooh! Okay.
It's not even like a Saved by the Bell. It's just this moment that you get with Hawk and Haley Jade at the school wall of the summit. It's so good.
Hawk and his daughter.
Yeah,
oh my God. Yeah, no, this one has given me baby fever like nothing
else. Which is good, because are you trying to have a baby?
Oh my God. That is the thing, guys. If you've noticed, some of the podcast stuff has been behind. I've been trying to quit smoking cigarettes and quit smoking weed and get my general life together, because like paying off credit cards and stuff, because I do think I'm going to try to have a baby. So bear with me if I start to look real ugly in the face. It's pregnancy face, which I'm terrified of. But this story with all of the dads like being daddy and like
so good.
Learning sign language, or decorating a baby's room, or like Kara honestly can just do whatever she wants because she has this whole village taking care of her kid, and that has made me just feel like people will love my kid, and my kid will be surrounded by people who take care of them, and 100%. Like I won't have to just like give up my whole life. So this has been a really fun book series for that. My delusional boyfriend from this book, do you have any guesses?
Hayden?
It's still Hayden.
Yeah.
It's just like, why can't I get, and it's hard because Hawk, I want it to be Hawk. Like something about Hawk is just like, he's that bad boy. But Hayden is like,
It's okay. Hayden's yours and Hawk is mine, and that's why you're best friends.
yeah. And also in my head, Hayden is like a little bit like Ash from Banana Fish or like River Phoenix. Like he like looks like young Leonardo DiCaprio in my
Yeah.
head, like very, very hot. So I am very interested in that. So definitely still my delusional boyfriend. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, I'm like, is Grayson gonna take the cake in the next one if I see his dick? Like, could it be double the size or something? Like, is there something that could steal me away from Hayden? Or
I
is
don't think
Hayden
so. I
gonna
think
be
you're gonna end the series with the same boyfriend you started with.
Damn it, I like feel bad for Hawk because he's like giving me everything.
That's okay. I'll take him.
Hawk is working. Like,
It's
and
fine.
I just want to give him his flowers, but
It's
I can't
fine.
stop giving Hayden flowers. I'm
It's okay. Everybody can have flowers.
do you know who he reminds me of? Hayden in my head is Hayden Christensen. He's like
That
he's
makes
like
sense.
young Hayden Christensen with
Yeah,
like
it checks
the
out.
long hair and
Yeah.
the Jedi pony without the rat tail.
Yeah, or like a
That's-
Jamie Campbell Bower.
It's so Jamie Campbell Bower. Yes, but like but hunkier,
Yeah.
like not as twinky, like more hunky. And tattoos and like motorcycle. Like if literally Hayden Christensen was in a motorcycle club with tattoos.
Yeah.
And had killed men.
I'll tell you what.
Not just
The cover
Padawans.
model on Hawk's book is
very hot.
So hot.
Yeah, that's also
he is so
Oh,
hot.
that's Hawk. Hawk is the one
On the first book.
with the long hair.
No, with
and
the
the
buzz
stubble.
cut. No, that's Hayden.
That's the thing is that Hayden. So guys, this series has extremely hot cover models.
I know,
and
they're all good. All three are good in this one.
Usually hate a real life person on the cover, but these ones are really good.
This is
and
my
Hayden's
favorite.
is great, but the buzz cut, I
Hawk
forgot
is
that
so good.
that's Hawk.
Yeah, and Grayson's is so good too. He's like in a suit, and he's fine.
I can't remember what Grayson's looks like. I have to go look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's hot too. This is the best like series.
Is Hawk your boyfriend from this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
He's
he
my
your boyfriend from the last one too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been telling you the whole time we've been reading these books that
you're like, it's Hawk.
he was gonna be my boyfriend.
It's Hawk. He's like, well, and he has a good redemption too, so it's like fun to start rooting for him.
I think it's because of his relationship with Haley Jade. I'm like obsessed with it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, the best.
And he didn't give birth to her. She's not named after him, and
he has no reason to love her except that he just does.
He just has a connection to her, and
and I love it.
I love it
so much.
Where he looks at, she's like kind of peeking in a room, and he's like, "Did you want to help clean?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Then help clean."
Yeah.
And he kind of just talks to her like she is on his level.
Yeah.
And I talk to kids like that, and I like that about him. Like I love that part of his personality. He's like actually he's like for the kid. He's like great with kids, and he shouldn't be, and that's really attractive.
Yeah, and he also calls her Hey Jay. It's
Hey
cute.
Jay. So
and he sings the Eagles to her. It's so cute.
Did you say in the last one if he beats your other boyfriends from the series?
No, I don't know.
Does he? These boyfriends are very good in this one.
I know. I really like this. I think I just really like this series. So it's like,
yeah, this this trilogy is very, very good, and it's hard because I thought.
And I also like I'm such a sucker for a redemption arc. You guys, it's not even funny, and he's such an ass
in the other ones.
In Psychos and in Rebels, and even in this, like in this book, he's talking shit about Rebel, but he's like, I love that little shithead, and I'm just like, I love that. I just love, he's one of my favorites.
You as the reader get to have an enemies to lovers with Hawk, which I think is fun because you're just like,
I just love.
You really turned me around.
I was a big Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Okay, Zuko has like the best redemption arc of all time, and I'm just here for something like that always.
Yep. I love an anti-hero turned real hero.
Yeah.
That's just like that does get their flowers.
Yeah, I'm so into it.
Love it. Okay, so
who do you think? You think Ice is the killer?
Ice is the killer, and then I think.
So do you think Ice is Alice's killer, or do you think Ice is the one that attacks Kara, or both, or neither? What do you think?
Okay, so. Oh my god, no! Alice must have a different killer. Then Ice had to have been. I have like no good prediction.
Do you think Trigger killed Alice?
Trigger, I don't think Trigger killed Alice. Wait, Trigger? Why would? No, I don't think Trigger. I don't think Trigger killed Alice, and I think that Ice bury Kara, because maybe he heard like Josiah's podcast and he thinks if I can't be climbing the ranks in the motorcycle club, I'll climb the ranks in the cult, and then I'll bring down the motorcycle club by fucking killing the girlfriend of one of the leaders, and that's how I'm going to tell them fuck you. And so that's why he buried Kara alive, and why he's trying to like get in with Josiah's cult, because he just wants to climb the ranks in one of them. I think that Alice's killer, like, goodness gracious.
I know, it could be anyone. We're not making any leeway on that front.
It'd be really easy if it was Trigger, but that's why it's not Trigger.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it would be so easy if it was Trigger.
Yeah.
But it's not. And then I would say, who is getting Kara pregnant? Because in the next book, Kara will be pregnant. That's how these work, guys. Catch up. Catch on. Grow
Where
up.
have you been?
Grow up.
If you don't like a pregnancy trope, these are not for you.
So,
but also, like, when you're having so much unprotected sex with so many men, you're gonna get pregnant.
You're gonna get pregnant. But I'll say this much. Okay, I'll say this much, is that Haley Jade is technically Hayden's, because she's named after Hayden. So Hawk gets the next one, except for Hawk is the closest to Haley Jade in person, like they're closest in their bond. So Hawk kind of also has equal gain on Haley Jade, which would mean Grayson has the least child. And I think we can say he has the least bond with Haley Jade. So then 100%. He would be most likely to get first dibs on next pregnancy.
To be honest with you,
can't remember.
I can't remember whose baby it is. I mean, I definitely would have read the bonus epilogue, but like I cannot remember. So
it's gonna be Grayson. Okay, sorry, I was gonna go with Hawk, but I'm changing my mind right now. It's Grayson, because Grayson's other wife was killed. Was she pregnant when she was killed? I feel like she was, so I'm gonna say she was. Okay. And I feel like this is his chance to have that baby again and have his life back. So I think Grayson gets the next baby, then Hawk and Hayden will like get theirs after that, because they're like happy with Haley for right now. They have their hands full.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Grayson gets the first baby. Anything else to predict?
I just have a question for the next series, the Murder Squad series. Which guys do you think are...
Okay, so when we walk into the house where they're killing people, we have like two main guys that I think are there that we pay the most attention to. I mean, right?
You should be able to guess at least two of the people.
Okay, well, it's those two who are like doing all the torturing in there. Right? Am I wrong? There was two. Is one of them named Whip? But then I don't remember the other one's name.
X.
But they're like talking to each other, and one of them's like, he's been up all night, and the other, they've got some banter.
Yeah, they do. And Whip is like a silver fox. He's like in his 40s.
Okay. I get an old man.
And X is like a younger. And
I'm telling you, I read these 4 weeks.
But X has like scythe energy. Oh. Like, so we get a moment with them together.
Is he using a knife too?
Yeah, and they meet in the next book.
Okay.
In Kara's last book, X and Scythe meet, and it's great. They become like best friends.
They had a little pissing contest with their knives.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I was just couldn't remember if you would be able to figure that out, because the first book is called X's and O's, and the second book is called Whips and Chains.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Wait, so one's name is Whip and the other one's name is X.
I mean, that's their names in the Murder Squad, because they don't use real names.
And that is a reverse harem. And then
there's a third one. We haven't met him yet.
Okay, and then so we have that trilogy coming up next year. We're not doing Elthorpe books, but we will be doing bonus content, because I have to finish these off, and I want to read that next reverse harem. And then there's Strip, St. View Strip, which is going to be all male female, just normal romance, all dark romance still, but it's not a harem anymore, or a why choose. So we will get to those as well, because this has been such a fun year. I love Elthorpe so much. And next month we have, for December, our reverse harem of the month is the last one in this trilogy,
Three to fall.
Until next time, remember, sometimes the delusion
is the solution.
Bye.